this airport up until 1975, including operations in Mozambique. Fitted with counterinsurgency armaments there. It has a mix of guns, rockets, napalm and bombs. Following the granting of independence in Mozambique, basically was just left behind to start rotting, but was recovered by a couple of South Africans. They actually found 13 armors there, through making their way into the UK, some of them refurbished. They were painted in the liberal yellow scheme for Canadian Air Force, bell number 0310. Scheme you never actually wore, having not been operated by the Canadians. It was awarded a permit to fly back in the 1990s. Really good gentle start, a good introduction to fairly straightforward aerobatics for those who are new to all this. This aircraft was actually bought in 2021 by the Navy Wings Heritage Fighters Training Aircraft. And there's last pass, Andy Davis. I get to do a bit more waving during the course of the afternoon. They all love to see your involvement with them as well. But also hopefully promised a swordfish as well, so it'll be a great time. With us here at the Reveria Airshow.
I can still see the
pressurized T5 coming into service in 1967. This particular aircraft was built at Wharton as the 38th T5 and entered service in September 1970 with 3 FDS and RF leaning and coded 38. To these models, but the T5 was very much the GTI version of the J-JPIT family, and but all of them most noticeable by the constant noise of that Rolls-Royce Paignton 202 engine. Bill Bird, a consummate aviator, he's riding his license on the like many people, as a student at Salford University, training there.
This is where your camera would come in handy.
While studying economics at a good match because the aircraft you'll see here today was used initially at 3 FTS as part of the Gemini pair during the 1973 season. But was then a year later transferred to 1 FTS in Linton on Ouse, where I trained myself also a few years ago, and used a basic training there before being transferred yet again to 6 FTS at Paignton, where it was used for navigation and low-level air defence training. And then moved on to the Hawken Valley, and was very much enough to do is tactical training at Cold Lake Air Station. Lovely topside path there, so get to check you out. Through the tornadoes, the F3, Q1, 19th Squadron, and also spent time in the Falkland Islands as well, by then also flying with the Typhoon on 11 Squadron. So a huge amount of experience, both with the aircraft and in the cockpit. He discharged from the Royal Air Force after 24 years of flying in 1994, and changed hands many times before being acquired by the UK in 2017. then put it through a full reversion program. And in there, driving the aircraft up to around about 420 knots. And good for aerobatics, able to pull +5 to -3. And in this genre, the whole range was side-by-side seating. High altitude endurance of about 3 hours, but fuel burn at low altitude comes that way back to about 1.5 hours. So Phil, coming towards the end of this good feed down, good chance to give a wave. He'll be coming in on what we call the V-axis, straight for a vertical climb with a roll to depart the show this afternoon. Behind you! Quite extraordinary, massively outstanding aircraft out of the design stable of Roy Chadwick. Himself went on to greater and bigger projects after this. Could carry a maximum bomb load of 22,000 pounds, fly with a full load of 15,000 feet at 270 miles an hour, and routinely cruised at altitudes above 20,000 feet at speeds in excess of 200 miles an hour.
Sorry.
It bends round now in a long arc, an opportunity to really see up close and personal this magnificent machine. With a full bomb load, had a range in excess of 1,500 miles, and its performance, ruggedness, reliability, to many sheer charisma to still this afternoon is who's proud to fly this very famous thoroughbred. Impressive total of over 7,300 Lancasters were built between 1941 and 1946. These least 3,500 were lost on operations and another 200 or so destroyed or written off in crashes. The vast majority of Lancasters sadly didn't survive the war or were simply scrapped and not required. And so we have to thank that really Memorial Prize, as they do, for allowing us to both see and also at the same time commemorate the contribution that all their aircraft and the airmen made during the course of the Second World War. In the hands today of Flight Lieutenant Seb Davey, himself a Merseyside lad, studied systems engineering at the University of Southampton and completed his initial officer training back in 1999. Very experienced pilots, initially as a captain on the C-130J, and also not just on ops in Iraq and Afghanistan, but then as tactical air transport captains, supporting numerous humanitarian efforts around the globe. During his course of his deployment to Afghanistan, he was involved in one of the heaviest ever operational airdrops from C-130s. Then became an instructor on the tactical air transport course, again on the C-130J.
Look, come here, come here. As high as you can as well.
We were hoping to also feature the Dakota, and this show sadly that's ready yet. Experienced big aircraft operator, bringing the A400 Atlas aircraft into service. Spending a bit of time down in Spain doing that. And then, like so many others, went on to instruct on both 30 and other squadrons. Completed the first A400M long-range airdrop of fuel supplies to the British Antarctic Survey in Antarctica. Country generating around 1,000 individual aircraft appearances each year. It's the most phenomenal effort. And a great here departing now, please give them a massive ovation. Flying Memorial to the men on command in the night. Like that, they're twisting on their wings. They're very safe there, very, very secure indeed. And they communicate with each other. Lots of practice together with training and housing. But they will be experiencing G-forces, pilot staff, at the same time as trying to clean their bodies. So this is something you can't do easily. You've got to train for it, you've got to be very fit and agile. As they dive now, they wind about 150 miles an hour on their faces, and they pull up. There we go, into the crossover. And wonderful slowly displaying. Thinking about beautifully. Absolute delight and pleasure. Very strong aircraft teams, again, basically a big war, 30s, 40s, basic trainer. A superb aircraft, as you can hear it, they're screaming out the instructions. Well on the harbour there, on that's the hills going almost supersonic. They've got extra ailerons as well to improve their manoeuvrability because they are quite heavy, and of course there's an awful lot of drag having somebody on the wing top as well. What magnificent sight and sound that is, yes. And keep your eyes on the girls all the time. While we're doing that, yes, they're doing their little maneuvers right now. Two lanes on the wings. And later in the show, standing up, pushing the line, as you see them from the front. And will make different positions on the top of the wing. This whole genre taking us back to the period after the Great War. Plenty of aircraft available, plenty of pilots out the way, and they developed their own daredevil flights. Going in and out of various country locations, this offering flights on the aircraft. All becoming young daredevils, called into the flying fighters. But it was in around about 1918 that American pilots were locked there, came up with a stunt that guaranteed to wow the battle. We can find out on how to off the wing, even fly onto the wing of another airplane. First got used to this by trying to fix the technical problem on one of these aircraft. And then basically took off. By the equally renamed lady there, who was the very first female regional captain. Like long hair, good job in playing the play. So, glad to know we're doing all that on stage today. All the key on training. Much more different. Without serious action. Just violence. Very confident you can do this yourself as well. Fantastic treats for a birthday or special occasion. Just go to aerosuperbatix.com, you can sign up and take yourself along to a beautiful airfield in Gloucestershire called Paignton. But keep your eyes peeled now, you've got a camera for this crossover right in front of you. Here we go. Terrific sight.
Yeah, you did it.
Here we go there, off the plane, so out in front of the plane, and that's the north of Exeter. Girls themselves come out of circus and dance environment, and they've already been pretty trained as athletes in those genres, and therefore have the right background. It's a very competitive thing. You see it out there, I can assure you there are many, many competitors to do this particular job. Just got the way.
They're coming back.
So keep your eyes good now on the left hand side. We'll drop into the cockpit and just see what they're going to do. Again, this helps increase the energy, speed and power that they use to convert all this descent power. Smoke is going on, they're diving down. Will it be a roll? Will it be a boost? Let's find out. And it's a roll. They're looking at the perfect synchronization. The girls hanging upside down in those rigs. The guy is now putting on a bit more positivity, a little more comfortable, and their bodies will sink back into a wing and Back into crowd center now with the tail chase coming on as they get back into formation. German Aircraft Corporation formed itself up in Wichita, Kansas. That was back in the late 20s. Coming on with some aircraft has been there before developing system for essentially for mail delivery. There was a season of Pony Express in many ways. That is when you put the control in. So coming into this sequence now, you're going to get more activity from the girls on top. Kirsten with Dave there. Her background is in trapeze and aerial arts. And of course that really set her up nicely for doing handstands and spinning in the ring from the United States. All selling to nice. Really entertaining player as our pilot. That's coming on, let's see what's happening next. There they are in their wind right position, sitting on the top of the wing. Leaning forward into a very strong wind over the top is good. They're able to have signals, but they're able to go not having it on the top. Towards the end of their straight out, a very close line on the girls in their green position. And WINGWALKERS, the most fabulous wave off. Forming the impressive cockpit lady there. Bringing you back on joy the last 4 days of the 20th and 30th. Keeping the genre going and hats off to the boys at AEROSUPERBATICS. Girls back in their seats now. Of course they just detach slightly. They do have a little safety harness to help them through that. And you can see, look at lovely, look at very hard to play. Last time coming out there, the scores, so we're going to get one more and that's here. But here they come now, last shot. Steve Bell, right corner. Kirsten and John. Together entertaining this year's fabulous English Reveria Airshow. AEROSUPERBATICS, WINGWALKERS. And I can assure you, they're perfectly controlled. And they're going to wing right in to say they're waiting farewell to you. And,
Bye.
The red arrow.
the Firebird. One of the most successful series of light aircraft, the MELANIE series. Massive number, well in excess of 10,000 of these aircraft. There's about 10 different variants as well. Around about their 45th year of production, I believe it is. And anybody can build these, you do this in your backyard, as many have done. These particular aircraft came across the UK from Baltimore and container. And the additional one service by John Gary and Two seats in tandem. Very versatile, those people. You don't see formation as long as they can there in the RDAs, they'll have 5 as well as good speed range,
We'll make you lose track of them.
Number 2, rotating around the smoke. Okay, all the aspects of formation so the direction from the and the smoke aircraft is there for put up into the loop, the pilot head right back to see the horizon behind it, and that ensures that they keep the wing level. In this case, speed right formation.
It's a bit windy. Oh, I registered. Aircraft braking, where conditions comes in handy, as they plan, they're making sure that they have visibility in each other as they the aircraft braking has been modified so well that the will take nice time to improve the radar environment. Not being for the emergency fuel system, though, probably during the course. How would you show it? How would you having time of his life over there? something you get used to if you train enough in advanced aerodynamics, which we'll be seeing in the second half. Putting in a twist the other way. Okay. We have a trademark visual display in just a half. Time to give your best wishes to your partner and friends. And it looks like you've lost a bit of smoke on one of the other. Hey, here it is. Very difficult to pick out the hard things, slightly white cloud. And that is the Firefights coming. Not even.
Oh, that's fine.
I mean, it is air show.
Aircraft into action as well. And welcome. Black one.
Oh, that is the aircraft.
Yeah, the old maybe. That last tip. These guys, right at the coast edge, front line. The black hats, they know, just talked behind that as well. They've been on the airshow circuit since 2001, and they were there to prepare. Now, of course, it's a little more active by both manufacturers and, of course, Royal Navy as well. Black hats is a bit of slang, really, derived from the links smile cap that doesn't in the Scotland bag. And also, the naval slang of black
I can send the shots over to you if you want.
and I'm trying to do or see done something better than when it comes.
This is such a good trek. It's just going up. Oh. Whoa. Now this is something I've never seen a helicopter do.
Today by Lieutenant Thomas Hedrick. He joined the Royal Navy in 2010 as a pilot. Fine training with swim to the wild Glories on numerous occasions for these central roles, of course, in this aircraft being maritime counter-terrorism division. So 2 years, short notice roster involved with maritime terrorism.
Yep.
Sure. Damn.
Is essentially helicopter with the new generation of mixed weapons. Afterwards is a laser-guided rocket system from TARDIS. Seaburn and a guided and shipping missile produced by NBC. Spiral line, look at that nose there. Absolutely directing and receiving high wind speed. Like the aircraft today, however, is Gareth Cox. He served in the Navy for over 25 years and no stranger to the space circular and the most experienced He qualified in Wings, Gazelle and Wildcats. He did multiple tours as both a frontline flight commander and instructor. He's one of the few instructors to be able to train the next generation.
I imagine this isn't even a part of the air show. Imagine this isn't a part of the air show, it's just some random soldier being bored.
Yep. Where is it? You wait?
Still going?
Simply highlighting the time of beauty is fantastic design. Rather than demilitarization, the incredible tour that Matt and his co-partner Stephen Brooks undertook around the world. Literally, this aircraft flew around the world 2 years ago. By displaying it in this beautiful and drawing attention to the unique shape that's helped to win Battle Britain, albeit hurricanes, very much the workhorse of that. The Spitfire, the sheer design, land, speed, and style, with fear and style. Designed as a short-range, high-performance interceptor, pushing the distinctive elliptical wing to its absolute limit with the thinnest cross-section possible. That will undercarriage and the machine gun. That was really the great success that the aircraft achieved before the outbreak of the Second World War. Designer Joe Smith when three of us on 19 formed the run of what we now know today as Battle Britain. This particular Spitfire is the most original airworthy Spitfire in the world. Before joining online squadron.
Bullet is a big one.
Seen operational sources from RAF in the Navy camp. They included cover escorts for the 17th as well as invite you to fly a Spitfire as well. You can do that on a number of locations, but the whole organisation is based in Goodwood. But he's managed to leave that he will have the same Spitfire flights from Exeter. If you just log the details on Spitfire.com. Wonderful school there. Or you can do what you're about to see.
The white.
Yes, really good white.
A formation aerobatic. High up on your right hand side now, looking to the sky. Please welcome Kingbridge.
Oh, the Kings of the Sky.
The very first maneuver, the big through the aircraft maneuvers, leading the formation. Williams at 4 and Russ Eatwell flying number 5. They go through a series of 5-ship formations. They're breaking apart into 3 and 2 ships. Individual maneuvers from Gerald in particular, and rejoining in their cluster. Always a very consequent, very professional demonstration.
Here they come.
Line formation around.
That's how the signal.
There, the big and the sun. At the end of this 4 and 5, you're going to break out.
No, please, no. Stop, actually, stop.
I'm going to run arrows for a second.
This, I think, probably is now 4 broad airports, fast jets, pilots, around 6,000 hours. Over multiple tours on the F3. Now keep your eyes peeled on 4 and 5. Gerald and Russ, as they went through this aircraft in a number of slightly more dynamic aerobatic. Yeah, back into crowd center. Sydney is 3 ships. Half left, half right, the whole display roll. Russian, Gerald, no, yeah, right. That's the voice of Gerald there. Well known, if you haven't had any emotional rugby connections. Professional rugby player, and in many businesses, but with a deep passion for education. Right here, that's Eatwell, the Labour Vice Division. Got well over 50 cars an hour, 70 different types of aircraft, joining the Please join now in leading the team,
Oh, wait.
dropping around the corner. Keep your eyes peeled, great acceleration.
Oh, there they come.
Harold, when you have over the top, another brake comes down. Absolutely lovely. Left and right, so checking in with each other. Your eyes peeled and staying repositioned now. Checking in cars, eyes on each other. All well corrected.
There's one.
Near that cadence on that very last syllable where all the other pilots are getting their best information to replicate absolutely at the same time through the first takeoff way, keeping the balance of information certainly in position whatever turn. It's a lot of practice, a lot of
What have they got?
Crowd centre right out over the seat there. Correctly approaching the class prepared as it can. And also runway brings early development of nighttime aerosuperatic shows using refinement tools. Mine coming back in on a double loop tailgate. The other wing of Sid is Harry Quidditch, experienced GA pilots, having had the for 14 years now, several thousand hours. Now in his 10th season with Team Lady. Rather fairly interested in the industry, but the team is predominantly there. Lovely swinging formation for flights at their age.
Yeah.
Well, right in front of you now, Gerald and Russ, giving you their part. Now, you're looking at B1 capital, there's back in now. This is for what they call the crocodile. Very, very nice. Here we come. Shall I make it? And now, it's just delightful when you carry out in this moment. Get sorted out as soon as they're in the right position. We'll wait for Sid to call the tour. And I think you'll agree, what a lovely vision.
Those.
See how that is handled so eloquently to get precision, the speed, the right amount of G, and ready for the one person. And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is team ready.
Nice. Good job. Good job, everyone.
Well, time for that team breakdown. 12 years. From your right hand side, please welcome the Battleford Memorial Fire.
Go.
Following on.
Oh, here we go. Not 3,000! Jeez! The Typhoon is mad!
Almost looking like to the Cobra that we've seen on some of the Russian aircraft. But now the burners kicking in again, accelerating again. Take your breath away. And I believe we cleared him on departure to around 6.
You want him to be able to see them very clearly. What were they doing wrong?
Running off the platform. Running off the platform when they shouldn't have been. There it is.
So cool. The track's changed.
Oh my god.
No, that he's coming this way.
God! No!
I wonder what music it's keeping.
More placements for me to do then.
Yeah, we need to get on that one. That one's going.
There they are. Look, they're turning around. Going back.
Hello, man. Oh, look, train.
Won't.
Pushchairs and wheelchairs are applied at all times when stationary